Hello, children. Good morning. Today we will have our new lesson. Unfortunately, I decided to record a video of our lesson in science for today's schedule. It's because of some power interruptions. All right, so we will discuss about the continuation of our lesson last week. So we're on week 6 actually, but then since we have left one topic during the first quarter, so this lesson that should be for week 5 is discussed for week 6. All right, so I would like you to look at the slides. All right, so our objectives for this week's lesson is enumerate the needs of animals in order to live. Hello, kids. That's what our friend says. How's your day? Do you still remember our lesson last week? And what are the different groups of animals? So based from this question, of course, we have discussed about the different groups of animals such as amphibians. These are animals that live both on land and in water. We also have animals that are called mammals. These are warm-blooded animals. For example, your dog and your cats and the dolphin are examples of mammals because they're warm-blooded. Okay, we also have what do you call this? Animals that are cold-blooded. So we have fish. Yes, fishes are cold-blooded creatures. Okay, we also have the birds. Yes, the family of birds. So we have different types of birds, of course, and examples are your chickens. Your chickens could not fly that high, but then they're considered as birds, or they belong to a fowl family. Okay, so another one aside from the amphibian, fish, mammals, birds, if you still want to add something about our topic, then you may do so. All right. Yes, so I forgot also to mention that animals are grouped into amphibians, birds, insects, mammals, and reptiles. So these are the common group of animals. And with this group of animals, insects are considered the greatest in number. It means there are a lot of insects. Okay, there are insects that can fly and others could not. So examples are the mosquitoes, the fly, the dragonfly, the ant, okay, the scorpions are also considered insects. Um, the spiders, and you also have your bug. Okay, the bug are also considered insects. Okay, so here's my question for you guys. Are there times when you feel hungry or thirsty? Of course, always. Just like people, animals also need food and water. So they also need air and a place to live. So like us, people like us always feel hungry and thirsty. Like today, it's hot, so we need a lot of refreshment. So we always drink water because we feel thirsty during hot weather. Okay, so not only human beings need food and water, animals too. Aside from that, they also need air, just like the air we breathe, and a place to live. So let us learn and enumerate the needs of animals in order to live. But before that, I would like to ask you this question. What do they eat? Could you please tell me the food that the carabao eat? Yes, you're right. The carabao is eating grass. How about this animal? What do this animal eat? You're definitely correct. So a lion eats other animals. So they're more into meat. They're meat eaters. And how about this one? This is a chicken, right? Yes. The chicken eat worms and grains. Yes, the chickens. All right. So they always love eating worms and grains. And how about this fish? Yes, the fish is eating sea grass. All right, so it's eating sea grass. How about the frog? You are correct. It's eating insects, any types of insects that the frog likes. Animals differ in the kinds of food they eat. Some animals eat only plants. They are called herbivores. They usually have sharp and flat teeth for cutting, grinding, and mashing plants. Your cows, rabbits, and goats are herbivores. Now, how about carabao, Mamlian? The buffalo, I mean, and the sheep or the lamb, are they also herbivores? Yes, all animals that eats grasses are called herbivores, grade 1. Okay, don't forget that term. So another examples here, we have the rabbit, we have the goat and the cow. So these animals are herbivores. And I know that these animals are common to all of you. It's because this is what we always see in the community. It depends upon the community that you're living in. If you live in a barrio like we have here in Mayapiak. So there are parts of Mayapiak that is somewhat grassland. So you can always see people tending animals or taking care of farm animals like this. Next, some animals eat only other animals, so they are called carnivores. Carnivores usually have sharp teeth for tearing flesh. Your lions and snakes are carnivores. So let's try to look at some examples of carnivorous animals. So examples of carnivores or carnivorous animals. We have here the eagle, the snake, and the tiger. So let us try to compare the teeth of a herbivore animal and a carnivore animal. Herbivores have flat teeth, okay? Big, flat teeth, while the carnivores have sharp or pointed teeth, okay? The structure of their teeth depends on the type of food that they're eating. So since carnivores are animals that eat meat or other animals, they need to have a sharp teeth to tear the flesh of the victim or the animal that they wanted to eat. All right? While the herbivores, they only have flat teeth. It's because they're only eating grasses or plants. Okay. So some animals also eat both plants and animals. If you think that animals could only be grouped according to eating grasses or just eating other insects, okay, other animals also can eat both plants and small animals. So they are called omnivores. So many kinds of birds are omnivores. Okay, so they eat plant seeds and worms. Pigs are also omnivores. So some examples of omnivores are the dog, yes, the chicken, okay, and the turkey. Yes, so chicken, turkey, and dogs are examples of omnivores because they could eat both plant and small animals. Yes. So dogs can eat meat, of course. Chicken loves eating worms or any type of earthworms. some small insects, and they also love eating grains of palay or the corn. Okay, in my case, I give my pet chicken some ripe fruits like papaya. If I have ripe papayas and bananas, okay, they love it. Okay, so let's try to look at some things that animals eat aside from the food. So some animals need to drink water. They use water to cool them down. For example, a carabao or a buffalo wallows in water to protect its skin from sunburn and have its body cool. So for your information, grade 1, the the carabao or the buffalo does not perspire. Okay, it means they are not perspiring or sweating. That's why they need to wallow in water to feel cool. Okay, so not only carabaos need water, of course, all animals need water in order to quench their thirst. Animals also need air. Have you noticed the bubbles in an aquarium? If you have a pet fish at home and if you have an aquarium at home, you can easily see that fishes are producing bubbles. So these bubbles come from an aquarium air pump. The pump is used to introduce oxygen into the aquarium water. Yes, you need to put aquarium pump in order for your fishes to survive. Why? Because fishes needs oxygen. Oxygen is the gas that people and animals need to stay alive. Okay? Animals need shelter as well. A shelter protects animals from the rain and the heat of the sun. It also keeps them from being eaten by other animals. People provide shelter for their pets. Look at the examples here. Okay, the shelter of a horse is called a stable. So if you have a pet horse, okay, and then you need to provide a stable for the horses in order for them to keep safe and warm. If you have a pet dog, then the shelter of the pet dog is called a dog's kennel. It is called kennel. Okay, and for the pig, it is called pig pen. So aside from that, before I ask you this question, how about other animals from Leon? What do you call their shelter? Okay, the chicken's shelter is called a chicken coop. Yes, a chicken coop. The shelter of the ant is called ant hill. The shelter of a bee is called beehive. Okay. What else? The shelter of the small animals like rabbits is called burrow. So these are wild rabbits. So they dig a small hole underground to keep themselves warm. And caves as well. The cave serves as shelter of bats and other nocturnal animals. Trees and nests are shelters of birds. Okay, since birds are flying, they are staying on the tree. Okay, so if you have some question about the animal shelter, then you can um, message me in my messenger, or you can also post question there in our Facebook chat or in our Google Classroom. Now, here's the questions that I need to ask. What are the needs of animals? Of course, the needs of animals are common. They need food, water, air, and shelter. Great job, grade 1. Next question. What are the different groups of animals according to what they eat? Try to remember that. All right. So the three groups of animals according to the food they eat are herbivores. These are animals that eat only plants. Carnivores. These are meat eaters or they eat small animals. And omnivores. It means they eat both plants and animals. Now, here's my next question. What do you call animals that eat only plants? Great job. So they're called herbivores. Now, what do you call animals that eat both plants and animals? You are definitely correct. It's called omnivores. Now, here's my last question. What have you learned in the lesson? You may post the question or anything that you have learned in the comment section below, right? Here in the live stream that I'm making right now. Now, let's have a short assessment. You are going to choose the letter of the correct answer. Question number 1. Which animal eats only plants? A. Cow, B. Snake, C. Spider. And the correct answer is A. Cow. A cow is an animal that eats only plants. Question number 2. What does a lion eat? A. Grass, B. Meat, C. Vegetables. And the correct answer is B. Meat. Question number 3. Which animal is an omnivore? A. Chicken, B. Rabbit, C. Tiger. And the correct answer is A. Chicken. Question number 4. Which of the following makes animals cool? A. Food, B. Shelter, C. Water. If your answer is C. Water, then you are definitely correct. Question number 5. What is the dog's shelter called? A. Pennel, B. Kennel, C. Kennel. If your answer is B, then you are correct. Very good, grade 1. I hope that you have learned something from me today. Do not forget our lesson for this week because I will be giving you some assessment. Thank you and have a good day.